Have you ever really stopped to think about the incredible unseen forces at work right under our feet? I'm talking about this massive network of pipes just silently holding back immense pressure, all to get water to our homes? Well, today we're going to dive deep into the engineering that makes all that possible. We're talking about the pressure rating of ductile iron pipe. Okay, so let's just jump right in with a pretty wild question. What's the real difference between a water pipe that's carrying, say, hundreds of pounds of pressure per square inch and a bomb? Believe it or not, the answer is just two words: controlled pressure. That's it. I mean, our entire water infrastructure, which is a total marvel of modern engineering, it's all built around one single goal: safely managing these massive internal forces that are just constantly trying to break free. So to control all that pressure, engineers obviously need a very precise language, right? They can't just go around saying a pipe is strong or kind of weak. No, they use a really specific rating system, a whole set of classes that tells them exactly what a pipe can handle.
And this language, it has actually changed a lot over time. It all started back in the early 1900s with these simple letter grades for cast iron. But then, by 1965, this much stronger material comes along, ductile iron, and it allowed for thinner pipe walls, which led to these new thickness classes. And get this, when a Class 0 pipe was developed, the industry kind of freaked out, worrying it sounded weak. So in the 70s, they just slapped a 5 on the front, creating the 50 series. It wasn't actually until 1991 that we got the modern pressure classes we use today, which were standardized to make everything crystal clear.
So what do these modern classes actually mean? Well, it's refreshingly direct. A Class 250 pipe, for example, is rated for a maximum working pressure of, you guessed it, 250 pounds per square inch, or PSI. It's an absolute workhorse used for things like large water transmission and supercritical fire protection lines. Places where you absolutely need reliable pressure on demand. So yeah, the class number tells you its pressure capability. Super simple.
But here's the thing. That pressure class isn't just some number they pull out of a hat. No way. It's the result of a really precise engineering recipe, and it considers a whole bunch of critical factors. So let's break down the anatomy of that rating.
Okay, so all of these different factors, they work together just like ingredients in a recipe. It's not just about how thick the pipe's wall is or how big its diameter is. You've also got the specific properties of the iron itself, the temperature where it's going to be installed, and even the type of joint that connects it to the next pipe. Every single one of those things has a direct impact on the final pressure rating.
The physics behind this is actually pretty intuitive when you think about it. I mean, a thicker wall means more material to resist the force, so of course you get a higher pressure rating. That just makes sense. But the diameter is also a huge deal. A smaller pipe can handle way more pressure than a bigger one, even with the same wall thickness. Just think of it like this. That total outward force is being spread over a much smaller area, and that makes it inherently stronger.
Okay, and this is where safety becomes absolutely paramount. See, engineers don't just design for an average, everyday situation. They have to plan for the absolute worst-case scenario, the extremes. And to do that, they use two really critical measurements: working pressure and burst pressure.
All right, first up is working pressure. The easiest way to think about this is like the pipe's everyday job. It's the maximum pressure it's built to handle continuously, day in, day out, just under normal, everyday conditions.
And then there's burst pressure. This is the absolute limit. This is the breaking point. It's the maximum pressure a pipe can take for even a moment before it just catastrophically fails. And as you can probably guess, you never, ever want to get anywhere near this number. So the most important thing to get here is that the number you see on a pipe's pressure class, that's its working pressure. And that massive gap between the working pressure and the burst pressure, that is the critical safety factor. That's the buffer that keeps our entire infrastructure safe and sound.
So just how big is that safety factor? Well, it is huge. Ductile iron pipe is engineered so that its actual burst pressure is at least 2 to 2.5 times its official working pressure rating. That is a truly incredible margin for safety.
Now you might be thinking, that's great in theory, but engineers and manufacturers don't just rely on calculations. They don't just cross their fingers and hope that safety factor is there. Nope, they prove it. They prove it with incredibly rigorous physical testing that gives them total confidence in every single pipe that leaves the factory. And the gold standard for all this is something called the hydrostatic test. And let me be clear, this is not a random spot check. We're talking about every single pipe. They take it, fill it completely with water, and then they jack up the pressure to a level that is way beyond its working rating. And while it's under all that insane pressure, it's meticulously inspected for any tiny sign of failure. And just to put that into perspective for you, the industry standard from the AWWA, that's the American Water Works Association, it mandates that every single piece of ductile iron pipe has to be factory tested to at least 500 psi. That is a huge amount of pressure, way more than most city water systems will ever even come close to generating. You know, one source I read put it perfectly. They called this test a no-holds-barred, pressurized proof of long-term fitness for duty. I just love that phrasing. It's not just some quality check. It is a rock-solid guarantee that the pipe you're putting in the ground is ready for decades and decades of reliable service. Okay, so that's the lab, that's the factory. But out in the real world, a pipe doesn't just sit there holding a nice constant pressure. Oh no, it has to deal with dynamic forces. We're talking sudden shocks and stresses that can be unbelievably powerful.
And the most common one you'll hear about is called surge pressure, but you probably know it as water hammer. It's what happens when the water flow changes really fast, like when a huge valve slams shut or a powerful pump suddenly kicks on. This creates this massive, high-pressure shockwave that just rips through the pipeline.
And this right here is where the ductile and ductile iron really gets to shine. Ductile basically just means it can bend or flex under stress without actually breaking. So the pipe can literally absorb the shock of these pressure surges without getting weakened over time. It essentially just flexes with the punch, which is a massive reason for its incredible longevity.
So when you really bring it all together, you can see this complete system of safety, right? It starts with the inherent strength of the material itself. Then it's defined by a super clear rating system. It includes that massive built-in safety factor, and it's all proven through that intense testing on every single piece. The whole process from start to finish is designed to safely manage these incredible, invisible forces.
It really does make you think, doesn't it? The pipes right under our feet are this amazing testament to incredible engineering designed to handle immense stress silently for decades. Which kind of leaves us with one final question to ponder. What other pieces of invisible engineering are out there just quietly and reliably keeping our world running?